we are finally fucking back. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in once again. My name is Eric Asensio, host of the best mental health podcast out right now, and that is Inebriated Culture. But today it's not just Inebriated Culture. Today it's the mental health check with the one, the only Z.God. And maybe you're familiar, maybe you're not, but let me fucking put you on game right now for who the fuck this motherfucker is. He has worked with people such as local artists, the 562, Big Swift. He has worked with Ruchi, Swifty Blue, Chris O'Bannon, Benz, Huey Briss, Lil L. There's a lot of names that I can't pronounce. I apologize, but let's keep going. He has worked with people like One Taekwon. He's worked with Westside Boogie, with D Romero, DZ, Mac G, Bravo. And if I got your name wrong, I apologize. Just know he's worked with some of the best. And he's also worked with someone as big as this artist. All of you got a song that you fuck with him. He has worked with 50 Cent. He has worked with all these other motherfucking people. He has worked with the one, the only, the Game. Now, people, put some respect and let me introduce you to the one, the only Z.God.
My God, I appreciate you, bro. That was a very, that was a fire intro.
Yeah, bro. I gotta make sure to learn how to say people's names, but you know what?
Nah, you got it.
It's all good. All right, bro. So you know what I do? You know what I talk about? I talk about mental health, but I also want to keep this a very casual conversation because I think everybody should be introduced to who you are, and you're more than a producer. You're not only someone who knows how to fucking make motherfucking records, as we said in the conversation before. You do a lot more than just produce.
Facts. Yeah.
But
bro.
At the same time, we should introduce the world to who you are on the outside as well, which is you're a human fucking being, right?
That's a fact, yeah.
You go through life like everyone else. You go through your own trials and tribulations, and I think it's important for someone of your stature, with someone with your accolades, to express that, you know what, you do hustle, you do put in the motherfucking work.
Oh yeah.
But you're also human.
100%, bro. I think hustling and grinding should be part of being a human. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So let me ask you, just because I want to ask everybody this, everybody on the show, is just the starter question. How's your mental health right now?
Right now, it's been a little on the lower side for sure.
On the lower side. You know what? There's no shame in saying that. And I'm very, very appreciative that you can be open and honest on this podcast. Because you know how I like to keep it real, raw, personal, unfiltered. But let me ask you this. Despite, you feeling like this, you are still working. You are still pushing. You are still hustling. And what keeps you still pushing, even though you might not be feeling at your all-time great?
Shit, bro. You just got to, shit don't stop,
You're right.
Shit never stops. And if you got like big goals, like you got big responsibilities, you know what I mean? And you slack on those responsibilities and your goals like become harder and harder to achieve.
So in order to avoid basically digging ourselves in a bigger hole, you would suggest not necessarily putting your mental health aside, right? Because you don't believe that, right?
Nah, hell no. I think, mental health should be like a priority, I think.
And do you feel like focusing on your mental health has kind of helped you to get to where you are now?
Nah, honestly, I think I am where I am now as a result of my mental health. Whether
elaborate, because to me it sounds like a lot of the things that you went through put you in a position to be like, you know what, I don't want to feel like this, so let me hustle. Is that how you mean it?
Yeah, exactly that. When I was like in high school, I went to like a nice high school, like a rich neighborhood, but I didn't live in a rich neighborhood.
Got you.
I was kind of like, I was broke. You feel me? Like, and I grew up like hanging out with some kids that had bread. You feel me? Kids with like mansions or whatever. And like at that point in my life, I didn't really feel like all that great. I felt really bad at that point in my life. And I always thought like, all right, like I feel this way because I'm broke. So let me get some money and then I'm gonna feel better, and then I'm gonna have money and I can just do whatever I want. And so that's kind of what I what I strive to do.
So that was kind of like the starting point. Like you felt economically, it was creating a void within your mental health. So you felt like, let me make some paper and it might get all fixed.
Nah, not even that. Like, I was just a dumb kid, and that like, fuck, I feel like shit, and money's gonna make me feel better. Like, I guess maybe at that point, maybe I would feel like, damn, I want to do more shit, but I can't afford to.
Got you.
You know
got
what I
you,
mean?
got you.
Like, and I thought at that point, like, damn, if I had more bread, I could do this shit, and I'll feel happy.
Got you. Got you.
Feel me?
Yeah. So coming up, you said that you basically said that you weren't the happiest child throughout your childhood.
No, for sure.
How was your upbringing at home? That kind of like, because I mean, let's be real. All of us are affected by our parents, whether our siblings or other cousins or aunts and uncles. So how was your upbringing? Because you are where you at now, obviously, because you wanted to avoid the struggle and you wanted to hustle. But for many of us, that struggle comes from our childhood.
Yeah. 100%.
So how was your upbringing as a child?
I guess as a child, I grew up like having to meet very high like expectations, and if I didn't meet those expectations, it wasn't like, it was just bad, like you didn't do what you were supposed to, so you're in trouble type shit. Like you're grounded, or you can't go out, or whatever the case may be.
No, when you say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you say this, do you mean it kind of like, oh, if you didn't get an A, you're punished, or you weren't even acknowledged for any kind of hard work or any effort?
Yeah, I like both of those things, like yeah, like exactly. Like if I didn't meet that exact standard that they wanted me to meet, like I was in trouble. Like I was grounded. Like I couldn't hang out with my friends. I couldn't like, like it was like bad. And it didn't matter if it was like, let's say for example, like you said, I had to get an A. If I got a B plus, it wasn't good enough. Like I was in trouble. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
And so I kind of grew up with that pressure, like as a kid. And then,
so how old were you during these times? Because that's a lot of pressure. Because I'm done. Like, I don't get A's. I would, my mom would have been happy with like a C minus. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's pretty high of a pressure, especially if you don't come from a household where, you come from a lot of scholars or something. To be the pressure the first one. Are your parents from here? Are they immigrants or?
Actually, we're all from Guatemala. I was born in Guatemala.
Oh, so there was a lot of pressure for you to be kind of like the first successful, like, one out here, basically, right? In a sense.
Yeah, I guess in a sense. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. My that was something that was said. Like, oh, you live in America. Like you got it easy, type shit. You know? And I was like, all right, bet. I got it easy. Let me make something happen. Yeah. But sometimes, like, as hard as I would want to do something, like I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like if I just couldn't. Everyone has their limitations.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then at a certain point, I realized, like, damn, like no matter how hard I try, I'm not gonna satisfy them. So fuck it. Like I'm gonna do whatever I want, because either way I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Like. And so, yeah, that's like, I found workarounds. I would be jumping out the window. I'll be sneaking out at night, like I'll be
smoking, drinking, just doing the thing, huh?
Whatever the world provided
at the time.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, coming from a difficult childhood too, kind of like, I mean, is it safe to say that it was like you were a little bit neglected for the needs that you should have been focused on?
Yeah, bro. Like I had to earn everything in my life, like everything.
Got you.
I wanted to cut my hair a certain way. I had to earn that. Like
that's tough.
Yeah, bro. I wanted to play an instrument. I had to earn that. Like,
got you.
Nothing was like
handed to you.
Not even that. Like it wasn't like, oh, okay, I see what he's interested in. Let me see what's going on. Like it's just like you got to get A's, and if you get A's, then I'll get you this, or like yeah, you want to play an instrument, I'll get you an instrument if you get some A's.
So did you feel as if your dreams were never a priority to your parents?
Nah, I didn't really realize I had dreams.
Okay, how about your wants? Did you never felt like your wants were a priority to your parents? Now, I don't mean to say this in any disrespect towards your parents, but how you felt at that time. Did you feel like it just you weren't a priority for like your wants and needs?
Nah, I felt like a priority. They always took care of me. You feel me? Like they always took care of me. So
it was just the expectations that were difficult to kind of reach 24/7.
Yeah, and for sure. And then once, like I said, once I had that realization, like, all right, I can do whatever I want. It was true, you know. I could do whatever I want, and then it was more so like, oh, okay, so I'm really just my own person in this world. You know what I mean? Like, whatever I do is on me. Whatever happens is on me. You know what I mean? Like.
And once again, how old were you around this period?
This was like probably around like 8th grade type.
So how old are we in the 8th grade? We're like what, like 12, 13?
Around that age, yeah.
See, that's a lot of pressure as a 13-year-old to kind of figure out in your own perspective that whatever I want, I got to do it myself. That's a lot of pressure and on yourself. On yourself. Yeah. How were you able to cope with just kind of being a fucking brand new teenager, right? Like, think about it. There's girls, and then there's trying to be cool or popular, whatever is in the mind of a 13-year-old. I haven't been 13 in a long time. Yeah, you know what I mean? But how if you can remember, or if you can elaborate in any way, how are you able to get through those difficult moments through basically puberty and like adolescence and still focus on you and what the fuck you want to do?
Honestly, bro, like the universe has just always taken care of me.
Got you.
Yeah, the universe is always taking care of me. At that point, like I was not thinking about none of that shit. Like,
yeah.
I was just exactly like you said, like just going through puberty and like figuring it all out, but literally like on my own.
And as I guess 13, 14, 15 through that years of adolescence and high school, how did you cope with what life was bringing? Because I mean, it's obvious, like it's not like you just fell off the face of the earth and your parents no longer existed. How were you able to cope with everything? Because for me, as a young man growing up, there was a lot of things that I was facing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that you were probably dealing with your own situations and your own feelings, you know, thing. How were you able to kind of like process life and still kind of keep this very calm stature that you carry with now?
I think as kids we're innocent, you know, so I was just living my life, you know. I was just living my life. I wasn't thinking anything like.
So you weren't really thinking about like mental health and like depression,
like
many of us aren't. I mean,
facts,
come on,
like
we're not children looking at our parents like I'm traumatized or some shit. Like we're
facts. Like yeah. I'm just like I'm damn near thinking like, oh, everyone feels like this.
Got you.
You know what I mean? I had no one to tell me like, kind of guide me through anything.
You had nobody to tell you like, hey, it's not normal for you to want to feel at 13, be independent as fuck with no help, and you had really nobody kind of just, like you said, guiding you.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I was just like, I just thought that's what life as a 13-year-old was, you know, like.
But do you see now that we're older, is it in a trip like, oh shit, that's not what life should be like? It's,
facts.
Yeah. So
big facts.
At what age were you when you were introduced to the concept of mental health, and when you realized, hey, maybe I should kind of work on myself a little bit?
Damn, that's a good question. Probably when it started just like kind of brewing up on the internet. You know what I mean? Like realizing that people see therapists, realizing shit like, oh, you know what? Like there's like not everyone feels this way, you know?
Yeah.
Like people feel some people feel good, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I see that too, because, you know, as kids we grow up, especially in households where maybe we do feel neglected, or maybe it's a single parent household, or maybe no parent household, you know, especially in the Hispanic community, we are not really brought up to think about mental health.
Facts.
So when our parents are whooping our ass or putting pressure on us or making us feel like we're not good enough because we didn't reach our expectations, the feelings that we feel almost feel as if it's normal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
So
I had no idea. Like, I thought I had a normal life.
Yeah.
And
all that pressure and anxiety of not reaching expectations. It's like,
yeah, God,
this is Monday, guys.
Facts, like, I'm thinking my homies are going home and like dealing with the same shit. Like, fuck, they didn't get A's either. You know, like everyone's stressed out. You know, but no, I was stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
So okay, let me ask you kind of. And this might be a difficult question because I was once asked this question, but in the position you are now, who you are now, how old are you again?
I'm about to be 30.
30.
Damn, I just said that.
Dirty 30s. It's all good, man. It's all good, bro. It's all good. I'm just 20. I'm 27. Just saying. But what's it called?
Enjoy it. It goes by fast.
What's it called? What would the almost 30-year-old you tell 13-year-old you right now? In the aspect of just living life, what kind of advice?
Okay, bet. I guess maybe open up to more people. You know, like I said, I grew up thinking everyone was on their own, you know, like everyone's doing their own shit. You feel me? I didn't realize that like I was the only one doing my own shit. You know what I mean?
And you know what? That's a big problem, especially in the Hispanic community growing up, is that we're not taught to talk about it. We're not taught to think about it. So when we view things, it's just kind of like, we're not necessarily selfish, but we're just consumed in our own lives and we're not thinking about other people. And it's because we are deprived of talking about mental health. But if we were to talk about mental health, we'd realize, hey, we're not alone. Right? Yeah, so let me ask you, like, with everything that you kind of learn now, because you said that you kind of started learning about mental health when you were introduced to it through the internet. So what does mental health mean to you now?
I guess mental health is like, well, what it means to me is that you understand who you are.
That's say that one more time, just for the motherfucking people in the back to hear, because I like that.
That you not only understand, but that you accept who you are.
You accept who you are. Do you hear that, people? You're hearing that from Z.God himself. That sometimes mental health doesn't have to be that fucking deep. You just have to understand and accept who you are. I like that. I'm gonna steal that from you,
bro. That's not from me, bro. That's the universe.
Oh, there you go. Just hitting us with the gems. I swear to God, I'm gonna make a post about it. And I'm gonna put you as the person who said it. I got you.
For sure.
So now that you're more aware of mental health and you're more introduced to the concept of it, how do you practice positive mental health throughout? You know, because you're working with a lot of artists. You're working with big artists. You're working with local artists. You're working with artists trying to come up. And at the same fucking time, you have to work on yourself. So how do you practice mental health on a daily basis, or just, you know, in general?
I think as I've grown up, I've realized that sometimes you have to feel what you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to feel what you're feeling to understand why you're feeling it. Once you understand why you're feeling it, you can work on fixing it.
And now, how do you focus on feeling what you're feeling? Like, is there anything that you do? Like, do you kind of like, do you ever feel like you need to step away? Do you ever feel like you need to disconnect? Do you ever feel like you just need to be like, yo, today's not the day? Or like, what do you do to kind of basically take time to yourself to work on yourself?
Everyone has... All right, so I'm gonna sound really, really crazy right now.
Nah, do it. That real, raw, personal, unfiltered, my favorite.
Yeah, bro. Like, I have a weird like belief system, I guess. I'm not religious. I don't believe in a God. I believe we're from like the universe. You know, like everyone's made up of the same thing. The planet, the stars, everything is made up of the same thing. And I feel like reality is like a perception that we're experiencing.
Elaborate on that. Do you mean like we all have our own reality and that's the life we live, or?
Yeah, we're just the universe experiencing a specific reality. There's infinite realities. You get what I mean? And you're just the universe. You're just the version of the universe that's experiencing the exact experience that you're experiencing.
Got you. So, I mean, let me correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you will, but like so basically, like let's say the universe is a big ass highway and we're all just in our own lanes, and this is the lane that we're supposed to be on.
Nah, more so like everything in the universe is the same thing. We're all made up of the same thing.
You got some crazy views, but I like it.
Yeah, I know I sound crazy, but when you break things down factually, scientifically, like we're all made up of the same exact thing. Everything.
Got you.
Everything in the universe, and it's just I don't think we're meant to understand why you have to experience the universe in the way that you have to experience it, or why I have to experience the universe. You know?
Yeah.
Specifically in this embodiment of our energy.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all energy. Like I said, an energy experience, having an experience.
Mm-hmm.
You get me?
Yeah.
And yeah, like that's like
that's kind of how you view
how it breaks down.
I think hearing this hearing this about you, I think this kind of gives me a better understanding too why yes, you've gone through emotions. Everybody goes through emotions, and I'm referring to your younger self. Mm-hmm. And why those emotions didn't break you down and didn't hurt you and didn't really necessarily traumatize you, because have you always had this vision of life that there was just more to just it was more than religion, it was more than popularity, it was more than superficial shit? Did you always have this vision of the universe?
Not at a point. Well, I was raised like Christian.
Got you.
You know, I was raised Christian, and
you just questioned a lot, I bet.
Not even that I questioned a lot, is that more so I felt a certain way and I begged to not feel that way.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
And I would kind of like pay attention to certain shit and be like, all right, so I'm not feeling that way because I'm not doing this. You get me? So I got to be better. You know, like if I don't want to feel this no more, I got to be better to the standard or to the vision of God. You get me? So then I began to focus on being better in that way.
Got you.
You know, and when shit wasn't changing, I was just like, bro, like I don't know what's going on, you know.
Yeah. Like it wasn't natural to you per se, right?
And not only that, everyone's human, you know, everyone fucks up, everyone makes mistakes, and I would be trying so hard to be a certain way, and I would fail, and then I'd be like, "Fuck, this is why I don't feel better." Like,
because you weren't being yourself.
You know, like I fucked up, and like this is why I don't feel better, and like I gotta do better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of pressure, that you were putting on yourself, but at the end of the day, to be better. So let me ask you this: do you feel like you are living your life to who you want to be now?
Facts, 100%.
And do you feel like that's benefit you? Because in your industry, you know, you work in the music industry, you produce music, you engineer, you work with a lot of artists, you work, like I mentioned, you know, how I butchered probably many names, no offense to people.
But I don't think you did. I don't think you butchered it.
I hope not, because fuck, you know, the last thing I need is someone correcting me. Oh, this is how you pronounce it. Like, I mean, I'll still tell them to fuck off, but you know, but you work with a lot of people, and as someone, I'm gassing you up here, but I also hope you are, but I'm considering you a master at your craft. You're always learning, of course, but I'm pretty sure you deal with a lot of people who you can probably see it off the bat. They're living a false persona and they're not being themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
now let me ask you this.
I can see that for sure.
How important is it in the music industry and just in life in general to be yourself within this craft?
I think everyone has different circumstances, you know?
Yeah.
And some people can afford, or like not afford financially, but like even emotionally afford to like be fake or not be themselves. You know what I mean?
I've never heard that before. Can you elaborate on that? Because afford to be fake. Now I get that because they can pull all the strings. They can pull all the right strings. But do you think that it is beneficial in the long run?
Depends how you look at it. What do you mean by beneficial? You know, like
like basically like how long can someone play the facade? You know what I mean?
As long as they want, bro. As long as you want. So shit goes up and down for everybody.
Got
you. Feel me? So
yeah.
as long as you want to play the facade, you can.
Now, in the conversation of mental health, do you think it's toxic to do that? Now, this is just an opinion. Remember, I'm not a motherfucking therapist. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah.
So this is a conversation, good vibes, real conversations.
Nah,
so
bro,
what do you think?
I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I came here to talk about shit like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love talking about shit like this.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Fuck, my bad. What'd you ask me? I'm
basically, like, do you think, like, okay, if an artist can get away with playing the facade, you know, do you think it's right for them to do that though? Like, do you think they would find more success in just being themselves?
It's tough to answer because, all right, so like, for me, I don't know what they feel doing that. You know, like everyone decides what is worth it to do. You feel me? Like, when you personally, like, I don't like fucking people over.
Got you.
You feel me? So
what do you mean by that? When it comes to the music industry, what do you mean by not fucking people over?
I don't even mean by the music industry. I just mean in life. You know, I don't like to fuck nobody over. So I'm never in a position to where I'm like, all right, so I could either get more money if I fuck this person over, or I could get more anything. I could benefit from fucking this person over. Like, it's not worth it. I'd rather not fuck the person over and make less, or whatever the case may be, you know, like, so not take advantage.
In layman's terms, when you say not fuck people over, just for the people who are listening and aren't really familiar with the music industry and just in your own life, when you say not fuck people over, you mean like not bullshit them if like their material isn't all that great, and you'd rather help somebody rather than walk down a blind path,
I guess. So, like, to speak in music industry terms, like, I wouldn't. Okay, I've been doing this for 11 years.
11 years. Holy shit, yeah. If
you started doing this last month and we make a record, I'm not looking at you and be like, all right, bro, you just started, so I'm going to give you 1% of the song. Like, I'm going to give you the same percent I got.
Got you.
You feel me? Like, we made this record.
So you're not selfish when it comes to your information and your advice when it comes to artists that are coming up, or even artists that are just genuinely asking for advice. You're never selfish about it, huh?
Nah, never, like, in anything.
And you know what? I'm not really 100% familiar with the music industry, but I do know what selfishness can cause people to do. And there's a lot of people in this industry, in this world in general, that will take advantage of you because you are not familiar with the ropes, I guess, of the game. So do you feel like you're somebody who is unique to that, where you can actually, like, nah, I'm going to put you on game rather than I'm going to take game away from you because you don't know the game?
Well, for one, it doesn't matter where you're at in life. There's gonna be people trying to take advantage of you.
That's facts.
It don't matter. Like, you could be Donald Trump. There's someone trying to take advantage of you.
That's facts.
You feel me? Yeah. Like, you could be the lowest of the lowest. You feel me? Someone's gonna try and take advantage of you.
Now, with that being said, have you ever felt like within this game, did you ever feel like you were, not even game, in life in general, did you ever feel like you were being taken advantage of it anyway?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Like, and you realize it like afterwards. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So so the things that you went through, it was kind of like lessons learned, right?
That's all life is, bro. That's all life is lessons learned.
Now, how did you manage, like, to kind of deal with, because when I'm hearing you speak, you know, and you tell me a little bit about your life, you know, I hear someone who's basically, you have never let any expectation hold you down. You've never let any failures hold you down. What has given you the strength to kind of keep you motivated? Like, what has kept Z motivated?
Man, it's like, it's kind of sad to say, but it's to, like, feel better.
It's to feel better. I mean, you know, I can see how somebody would be like, that's sad, but that's real.
No,
that's real.
Yeah, 100%.
So do you feel like you're running away from depression or running away from anxiety?
Nah, I feel like for a long time I was ignorant to that, and that I was focused on, like, if I accomplish certain things, I'll feel better.
Gotcha.
You get what I mean? Like,
so you weren't.
I was, yeah, and it goes back to like that childhood shit. You know, like for my parents, I had to meet that expectation in order to like be able to hang out with my friends or get a bike. You know what I mean? Like,
I see. So you always needed to try hard to because you needed that reward for some sort of validation emotionally.
exactly. Like, all right, cool. Like, I got an A, so or I did this, so now I can.
Now you get a cookie.
Now I get to kick it with the homies, and I get to ride bikes with the homies. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Like shit like that.
You know, that's really real, because I feel like a lot of people in this life right now, that's what we're living. We feel like we need to work super hard to feel better.
Yeah.
But then, as you said, once you got older, and you said how you said you were ignorant to the idea of that being some sort of type of depression, because it is kind of some type of depression that you need to work hard just to get the basic gratification and validation from your parents or your friends or your family. So,
but it's weird how it develops that way, because now it's not even about anyone else. Now it's just about me. Like in order for me to feel good about myself, I have to do this. You know what I mean?
So do you still feel like that sometimes?
1,000%. Yeah.
And you have just been able to turn that into like a positive motivation.
It's just how I got through it.
Got you.
Know what I mean? Like that's just how I got through it.
So throughout these moments in life when you feel like you need to keep chasing after something, what is it that you like? At what point do you ever? How can I word this without it sounding like I'm fucking retarded? No offense to people who are upset about that word. I said it. Sue me. But what I'm trying to say is, like, do you ever feel accomplished? Do you ever feel like you did enough? Now you can enjoy it?
Yeah, I do, but in retrospect. You get what I'm saying? Like,
elaborate, please.
As I'm doing it, I don't feel that way at all. As I'm doing it, it's just my life. You know, like this is just what I'm doing now to survive, to get through, to keep living. You feel me? Like,
now, do you ever feel like the one thing about mental health that everybody always wants to bring up if you're dealing with some sort of mental health related issues and illnesses is people say therapy, right?
Yeah.
What is your vision on therapy, and what is your vision on sitting down? And I don't mean to sound disrespectful to anybody going to therapy, but therapy has never been my cup of tea. What is your view on therapy?
I think therapy should be like normal, like the same way you go get a routine checkup at the doctor, like
same way you get a haircut.
Same way you get a haircut. You should be talking to a therapist, in my opinion. Or if not a therapist, I still got some thinking. If at least not a therapist, like somebody, you know. But if you are somebody that doesn't have anyone, a therapist for sure.
Yeah. Now, because do you see a therapist or anything like that?
When I can, yeah.
Got you. So, what kind of advice would you give to somebody? Now, you don't have to give advice. You know, not everybody needs to give advice to anybody. But if you were to be able to give advice to somebody who feels like they need to constantly be working, you know? And because obviously, you know, you have lived a life where working is how you feel better. Yeah. But let me ask you this, and this might be a very controversial question between you and I right now, but do you feel like that is the best way to live life?
Nah, fuck no, bro. Hell no.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm kind of glad that that's your answer, because, you know, I didn't want to go against you on how you feel on that specific thing. But with that being said, what advice would you give to someone who feels like the way you feel, and what kind of advice would you want to give them to kind of stray away from constantly needing to work to feel better? Like, what would you want to give them that maybe you don't?
I think that no matter what, you should be working. No matter what, you should be grinding.
I like that.
You feel me? Like, no matter if you feel horrible, no matter if you feel amazing, like, because, bro, it goes both ways. Like, you could feel amazing and stop working because you feel so amazing.
That's very true.
You feel me? Like, you could start slacking because you feel so good. You're like, all right, I'm here. And then you slack.
You got comfortable. That's what it is. People got comfortable.
On God.
That's true because you're right. And you know what's funny? Like something that I'm currently engaging is I'm running all the fucking time, like exercise wise. You know what I mean? And I've seen moments where like I'm at the weight that I want to be at, I'm at the speed, I'm at the stamina, and I'm like I'm gonna take a week off. You know, and then I go back to the gym. I'm like, I shouldn't have taken the week off. You know what I mean?
Bro, I feel you.
And life in general, it's important. So, but let me ask you this though. Let me dig a little bit deeper. Why do you continue to want to work so hard to feel better, and instead, why don't you try to figure what's stopping you from trying to find a new way to feel peace, love, and happiness within your own mind, heart, and soul?
That's what I'm on right now.
Oh,
yeah, bro.
It's a journey, right?
100%, bro. And like, I don't know. I guess I don't want to sound negative, but
no, bro. There's no negativity here.
I guess in a lot of times, in a lot of ways, sometimes I feel like nobody gives, like you got to deal with you. You feel me? Like nobody else could give a fuck about you. You know, like
they can pretend to.
Oh God.
They can say they do.
Oh God. And at the end of the day, like you got to have you. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's more so like.
So how does Z have Z sometimes?
Like doing shit like this, bro. I close the Z room. You feel me? Like
now, you mentioned the Z room right now, and I need you to big that shit up, and I need you to show off that shit because what is the fuck, people? This motherfucker said the Z room as if we all know what the fuck that is. What is the Z room?
The Z room was a studio that I owned from 2018 to February.
To February.
To the end of January.
Now, what did you cook up in this shit, man?
Bro, and not only me, like so many people, bro. Like so many people have come through and made like records and like it's amazing, bro. Like so many memories, so many connections, so many things like that. Yeah. That's the Z room for sure.
So the Z room was basically the spot. It was the spot to fucking cook us some gold.
It was a spot, bro. Like it was a place you could come be yourself. You could be like, one thing, I guess this is more so like music industry wise, like at the end of the day, the artist has to be an artist. You feel me? And that was important to me. Like if you like to pull up with 10 bitches, like I want you to pull up with 10 bitches. Like if you wanna, my bad, I don't mean to
it's okay, people.
I don't mean to say bitches like that, you know, but like if you want to pull up like that on that energy, like pull up with that energy. If you know what I mean? Like I wanted you to feel comfortable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that you could be your best artist.
So that's kind of like I don't want to continue to refer to you as a producer because as we've discussed, you're way more than a producer. I think you're someone who takes care of the artist. Not
like that, but in a way, you feel me? Like,
well, you tell me in your own words, how do you take care of your artist? Because you are more of a producer, you know? So, but explain to me what makes you more than a producer.
Well, shit, bro. I ran a business. You feel me? Like I ran a business.
You're referring to the Z Room.
Yeah, the Z Room.
There's the Z Room, people. Just in case if you haven't got the fucking point already, it's a studio where this who recorded music. So just in case some of y'all don't fucking get it, we're talking to Z.God here.
My bad.
No. It's cool.
I'm being like egotistical, feeling like
no, but you know, right I'm an asshole, and I'm not scared to say some people are slow, so it's okay. You know what I mean? But people, he's referring. The Z Room is a studio where he made music for several artists.
I'm God, not just me though. Like, hella people. You feel me? Hella people made music in there, and it's probably music. If you fuck with like LA music, you probably fuck with shit that's been recorded at the Z Room.
And that's dope, man. That's dope. And you know what's crazy? Sometimes, now in my own perspective, like the music industry is savage. To me, it's savage. To me, it's like, and this is based off the commercialized vision of what the music industry is. So for me, it's like I'm thinking about Kanye. I'm thinking about Dre. I'm thinking about all the big names and how you got to be that fucking good. But the energy that I'm getting off of you is that, yes, you have to come with some talent, but you're not going to be the type of person to close the fucking door. You're going to try to be the kind of person to put somebody on game as well and trying to like help them out and help them grow. And that's important. Am I wrong? I'm getting that vibe though.
Nah, 100%. You're 100% right. You feel me? Like I'm a very selfless person. You know what I mean? Like I have this idea that if I help you, you're gonna help me some point.
Got you.
You feel me? And like,
But without expectation, right?
nah,
It's kind of like more like the universe. Karma is just gonna provide, and because you gave.
exactly. Like even if you don't pay me back, like even if you don't look out for me, the universe looking out for me.
Got you.
Oh God, yeah.
So how important is it to you to be a good person in this sense? Because let's be fucking real. There's not a lot of people with your mentality in this in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people in the music industry is like in the music industry that are like, I'm gonna get mine regardless if you get yours. But you don't sound like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like, there's people out there that help, that are like,
of course, no. I'm not trying to be like everybody, but like majority. I mean, let's be fucking real. Like
you have to be. You feel me? If you're just giving all your resources to anyone, then your resources aren't that valuable. You know what I mean? Like you have to be a little bit.
So it's important to have a vision.
100% at all times.
And within the music industry, within your craft, when you feel like, let's say an artist is not doing the best that they can, how do you handle those situations? Because it must be frustrating to you, because as a music producer, as an engineer, as someone who's taking care of a lot of artists with you and your team, you know, I don't mean to disregard your team, but how do you approach situations when within your own mental health? Because as I said, somebody might not be doing the best that they can, and it might be frustrating for you. Like, I'm over here trying to give you game and you're not taking it. Like, how do you handle that? Like, how do you prevent yourself from like snapping on people and tripping on people and being like, hey, get the fuck out of here because you're not trying hard? Like, what keeps you at peace?
I respect everyone's journey.
Oh, elaborate on that.
Like, because of the way I came up, like I have to make shit happen however I can make it happen. You get what I'm saying? Like
100%.
So I respect that you might have to make shit happen however the way you gotta make shit happen.
Got you. So it sounds to me like you kind of like, without knowing it, you respect someone's mental health and the position they're at in life.
Yeah.
So rather than being like, you're an asshole for not trying, you're like, oh, you're just not in that moment yet.
Facts. And like, I trust the universe 1,000%, bro. Like everything happens for a reason. Everything. So
I agree with you.
Even if like something happens and you feel like shit, you don't want, like, if everything's bad, like there's a reason why you're feeling that. You feel me? And then when you come out of that, everything cycles, you know, like when you come out of that, you're going to come out of that like with new wisdom,
new perspective,
maybe new perspective too, but like new wisdom, more importantly, you know?
Yeah. So how important is it to you to engage in, do you believe that people should try to be open-minded and see a different perspective in thinking? Because in this music industry, and remember, I don't come from the music industry, so if I'm wrong, tell me I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people have this very one lane view, and that prevents a lot of artists from blowing up, because you see like your success is, it has to be this way, instead of thinking maybe I can go a different lane and become successful in a lane I didn't expect. How important is it to basically be open-minded in your industry?
I think if you're gonna make it, you're gonna make it by dreaming big.
Now, when you say dreaming big, does it mean like you have to have your dream and not be open-minded to anything else? You just need to be focused 100%?
You have to understand that if you dream big, it's not gonna take one person. You feel me? And you have to respect everyone's journey. So you have to like learn how to deal with everyone's energy and everyone's whatever stage they're at in their learning experience. Got you.
So basically it's kind of like just kind of embrace everything that comes with life.
Yeah, like I trust the universe. You feel me? Yeah. So like, you want to do some shady shit? Do some shady shit.
Yeah. Have you been fucked over in this industry? You don't got to talk about it, or please don't put nobody on blast.
Nah,
You know, but it's like have you been fucked over in any way, shape, or form that you can talk about?
Everyone feels fucked over, you know, in any degree. You feel me? Like,
Come on, Z, don't dodge it. Have you though? Have you personally felt fucked over?
yeah, and I say everyone because I'm part of everyone. You feel me? So
you're very fluid in the fucking universe conversation.
I'm telling you, bro. Everyone comes from the same shit.
Got you. So let me ask you this then. When you were fucked over in whatever scenario that it was, how do you grow from it? How can you grow from adversity in your perspective? Because there's like, for example, like let me get a little bit more specific to help you kind of like to make the vision a little bit more clear. Like there's some people who get fucked over in life. And now I'm talking about life. There's some people who get fucked over in life, and rather than handling the problem head on, they'll go to drugs, they'll go to alcohol, they'll go to women will go to men, they'll go to exes, they go to the toxic things. So in this specific question, what would be your best perspective? Now I don't want to say advice, because maybe it's not advice for you, maybe it's just a way of life. But in your vision and your perspective, how can someone overcome toxicity and negativity and adversity?
Honesty. I think honesty is like a core value for a reason. And you can achieve a lot of things through honesty.
Now, what do you mean by that? Like honest with themselves, or honest with the people who have hurt them or caused any kind of pain?
Honesty in every way that you're inclined to be honest.
Got you. So if you got to be real with yourself, be honest with yourself.
You got to be real with yourself. You got to be real with whoever. With anyone.
Got you. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't have that mentality, and it's fucked up. Like, for example, you know, in this generation of men and women, especially now in this society, if you're hurting, don't mention it, because people are going to think you're weak. Yeah. People are going to think you're soft. People are going to think you're like, now, ladies, I'm going to say this motherfucking word. Don't get all crazy. But, you know, sometimes you might feel like a bitch, you know, because you're being real with yourself.
Yeah.
But what you're telling me, what you're telling the world, you know, is that you have to kind of be honest with yourself.
I mean, I think I can't tell anyone how to live their life, you know. Like, yeah. But what has worked for me is that, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why I try to avoid the whole advice word, because, like, I get it. Sometimes I feel the same way. I shouldn't be giving advice to people because I'm all kinds of crazy, but at the same time, I do what I do. You know what I mean?
Facts. And, like, look, bro, everyone has... I like to think of shit in this kind of terminology. I think...
Talk to me.
Like I said, we're all from the same stuff that the universe is made of. But we're inclined to think, when I say that it's physical. That your flesh is made of the same thing out of the stars. But what I mean by that is more so like your inner dialogue.
How do you talk to yourself?
Your consciousness. You feel me? That is part of the universe.
Got you.
And that this physical stuff that we're experiencing right now is just a stage in our part of the universe.
Got you.
We start here. I guess, like, I always feel crazy talking about
this. Nah, bro, I'm entertained and I'm focused.
Nah, yeah, but I just had to mention that, you know. I realize this shit sounds crazy, but
bro, it's real, raw, personal, unfiltered. If anybody doesn't fucking like it, turn it the fuck off. You know what I mean?
On Jesus, you feel me? But I think this is our first, like, this is our introduction into the universe.
Yeah.
And that we're put here to learn how to interact with other energies and other beings, with, like, before you get to unleash who your energy really is. So we're like in a limited state on this earth, on this life, and that we all pass away into like our next phase of whatever our energy becomes.
So to me, you know, like I said, you're going to correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, but to me, it's like we need other kinds of energies in order to continue to grow.
For sure.
And what you're saying, and what I'm getting from what you're saying, is that without other personalities, without other energies, without other moments in life, we can never grow.
Exactly. Whether it's good or bad.
Whether it's good or... I was literally about to say that. Whether it's good or bad.
100%. No matter what you're going through, you're growing. You feel me? And that's fucking dope.
It is.
Like,
and that perspective that you're explaining, it is, because a lot of us are like, bad shit's happening to me. Fuck it. My world is over.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel that way sometimes.
No, yeah. It's cool. But in your perspective, it's like, if you're going through shit, maybe it's because it's supposed to happen and you're supposed to learn and grow from it.
Bro, everything happens for a reason. Like, if you align, at that point, it's where you decide to align your energy.
Yeah.
You feel me? Your consciousness is your decision and what you choose to align yourself with. Like, even if you do feel bad, like, you could align yourself with something that's prosperous in a way. You get what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like.
But okay, so what gives you the strength to make that decision? Because basically what I got from what you're saying is that sometimes you're fucking depressed. Sometimes you feel fucked up and you just feel like you're in the worst mindset ever. What puts you back on that route to look at that as an opportunity to learn rather to suffer from?
I think that the suffering more so comes from not trusting what you're feeling. So if you feel like, fuck, I can't take this anymore, I need to step away from everything, the system that we live in forces you to be like, I have to keep going. Like, but you have to learn to trust what's going on within what that universe is telling you.
So you basically, what I'm getting, like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong a lot. You know what I mean?
We all are.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, like, sometimes we just have to look at life and just not be so offended by it and just be more accepting.
You got to accept it.
And that's tough. It is so tough, especially in this motherfucking generation where you got all these little motherfucking kids who are hurting and don't want to do nothing about it. And they'd rather carry this emo, dark persona rather than trying to just get better.
It's because, bro, we don't know what to do about it. Like, when I was going through it, like, I had no idea. I didn't even know I was going through it.
Facts.
Exactly. And, like, it's just got to be talked about more. That's why when we were talking earlier, I'm telling you, like, this type of shit is important because, like, it's weird to talk about it. You know what I mean? But in the right circumstances, like, it's dope to talk about. And, like,
that's true.
There's a lot to gain from being honest. Like I said, it goes back to honesty. Like, there's a lot to gain from honesty.
Bro, you have a very peaceful soul. You have a no, you do. You have a very peaceful soul because, like, I feel like with all the fucking pressure that you explained to me earlier that your parents put on you. And as I say this, I mean no disrespect to your parents, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm a disrespectful motherfucker, but I don't mean no disrespect. I got no disrespect towards your parents, but I'm referring to how you felt. Like, you felt a lot of pressure, and I'm sure throughout that pressure, it might have been unaware at the time, but maybe it was anxiety too. Anxiety to try to be better in order to, you know, make people happy. But, like, with all the things that you've been through, right now you could be a bitter motherfucker. You could be like an angry, pissed alcoholic who just does all this crazy shit, but you have learned to maintain this center of gravity that has you grounded.
Look, bro, I could be.
You could, yeah.
You feel me? Like,
I know. Trust me, I am that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can see how you're very grounded and very sick. You know, yes, I don't mean to talk too much or to cut you off or anything, but you did mention how you do feel depression. You do feel anxiety. You feel this. But you're very grounded, and I'm very, very intrigued, and I want to know how you've done this. How have you mastered this? Because it feels like you have.
Honestly, I didn't have a choice. You feel me? Like, another thing too that also helped was trying mushrooms.
I mean, all right, guys. If you're of age, please try. If you're not, nobody said this.
Nah, fuck that. If you're not of age yet, wait till you're of age.
There you go.
But then do that shit.
Let's be a little bit responsible. I mean, I like it. I mean, I don't give a fuck, but, you know, at the same time, you know what I mean?
Nah, I feel like everybody got to do that shit once.
Got you.
Because we don't decide when or where we're born. And no matter where or when it is, you're born into a system.
Yeah.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. But those shrooms will remind you, like, yo.
Psychedelics.
The system is man-made.
Oh, super.
You feel me? Like, the system is man-made, and we're not man-made.
Nope.
So,
I mean, kind of, but nope. A man and a woman made us, but you know.
Facts.
But it's just
You're right.
like, no, I get what you mean. Like, we are processed to think through spirituality and through guidance of like the universe.
Yeah.
And we're not like, and unfortunately, in this generation, we are taught to think based off a systematic, based off a system created by humans who do not have our best intentions on front.
On God, like, and you didn't get to decide that. You feel me?
Yeah, we didn't.
Everyone comes into this world, and like you make what you want to make out of this. And somebody a long time ago decided to like make themselves a tycoon or like a unbelievably influential person to where they could make shit like work in their favor.
Yeah.
And to a degree to where it don't even matter what you're
thinking or feeling
anything, like, you feel me, like you're already entrapped into their system.
And you know what's crazy? Like, yeah, I do feel you 100%. And I think that's why there's so many of us, and in this day and age, in this society, that's why so many of us are depressed and so angry at like life in general, because we are choosing to be dictated based on how someone else wants us to think, rather than accepting the fact that, hey, let's just think the way that we should think, because we deserve to be honest with ourselves. We deserve to see life as a little bit selfish and focus on ourselves rather than focus on how someone else wants us to think.
For sure. Like, you got to be, like I said earlier, you got to be worried about you, because nobody else is worried about you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, as much as you may feel like love and all that, like, that love is only real to them, and you happen to benefit from that love. You feel me? But they're worried about them still. You feel me? And you got to be worried about you still.
That's deep. But let me not necessarily rebuttal, but let me go against you real quick. Let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
When you say that, to me, it sounds like you've been hurt in your life, obviously, right? Sure. Everybody's been hurt, but it sounds to me that you have developed a defense mechanism to hold on, let me finish.
Facts.
You developed a defense mechanism that prevents you from believing someone might love, care, or fuck with you in the most genuine way. And you have learned to be like, you know what, I gotta do me regardless.
Facts.
Now, what in this universe, because you're big on the universe,
100%,
what can you do to possibly heal from that? Because if I'm saying it, and I'm not saying it in a positive way, I'm not saying it in a negative way, but I'm saying it in a realistic way, and you feel it. I know you do, because you disagreed. You can't take it back. But it's like, what can you do to possibly maybe sort of kind of heal from that kind of pain?
Just be grateful that you get to experience this, bro. Like,
motherfucker, you gotta answer everything. That's true though.
I have. It's not that I have an answer for everything. It's just that I had to go through things very early, and like things that maybe people start to feel later on in their lives, I was dealing with kind of at an early point in life. Got you. So, like, kind of to go back to what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Give me some examples. Provide me with some intel.
Yeah, like I told you, I at a point felt like because I'm broke is why I'm not happy, or why I don't feel good, because I can't go do this with the homies because I don't got bread. And like I said, I grew up in like, oh well, you're from Downey, right? Yeah. Yeah, I went to Downey High, and so like people at Downey High got bread, like.
Yeah, they do.
Not everybody, but it's a
nice size of motherfuckers that need to shut the fuck up sometimes that got bread. I know. Trust me, I know.
You feel me? So like, that's what I thought was why I didn't feel good. Like, I was like, fuck, like I can't do shit because they're doing shit that I can't afford to do.
Got you.
You feel me? And
so at an early age, I guess it's safe to say that peace, love, and happiness was kind of revolved around an economic sense.
What I thought.
Well, no, what you thought, but like that's what I'm saying. Like at that period of time, that's what you thought.
Oh God, and I didn't have no one there to be like, nah, that's not what's going on.
And you know what? I think we need a lot more of people like you telling the youth, and just not even youth. Sometimes it's older motherfuckers that need to remember, yo, money's not everything. Because you know what? Let me tell you this. Yes, Downey. You know, I want to say no offense to Downey, but at the same time, if I offend you, I really don't give a shit. But it's just like all around the world. You know, it might be in what one might consider a flyover state. you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm referring to one of the states of people who don't listen to me, Arkansas. But it's just like people, they like, they see LA like, oh, this is where the peace, love, and happiness and richness and fun is coming from. But you don't gotta come from that lavish lifestyle to be happy, right?
Not at all. Everyone knows what within themselves what they gotta have to be happy. Yeah. And it's just like, again, back to honesty. Like, you just gotta be honest about it, and then work towards that honesty.
Yeah. Let me bounce off that real quick. I believe that 100%, and I believe that a lot of people, a lot of us. I'm not even going to say them, because I'm in this perspective as well. Sometimes a lot of us try our hardest to think something is going to make us happy, when deep down we know it's not going to make us happy.
Yeah, facts. And then sometimes you think something is going to make you happy, and you believe it, and you're just wrong. And
you're trying hard to believe it.
Yeah, huh? Like, sometimes you're just wrong. You feel me? Like, that's just in life. So
let me ask you this. Was it difficult for you to accept that maybe... is it difficult to accept right now that maybe you might be wrong about certain things? Now, I'm not saying you are, but like, how do you handle that? When you're wrong, how do you handle that?
At this point in my life, I handle it by accepting it. You know, like, I'm never trying to be perfect. Got you. What I'm always trying to be is honest. Mm-hmm. You feel me? That's important too. That's a key part of life. Yeah, like, I don't have stuff to resort on. You feel me? Like, yeah. I don't have like a place to. I don't go home, or like, I don't go see my mom to like feel good. You know what I mean? Got you. So knowing and trusting in the universe that like being pure is gonna benefit me, that makes me feel good. You feel me? Yeah. The reason why I asked you that, because I didn't want to blindside you with that question, but the reason why I asked that is because I understand what it's like to grow up with a very independent mindset, you know? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, and I say this open and honestly, is that within my independent mindset, I always thought I was right about everything. Nobody can tell me I was wrong. And if you did, I was like, fuck you. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't, if it was someone that I didn't know, it was fuck you and suck my motherfucking dick, because I'm right about everything about my life. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm not saying that that's how you are, but I just kind of thought maybe that's what you were thinking. Did you ever feel like you were at a point in your life where nobody can tell you anything because you felt you had all the answers? Nah, I think there's been, it's funny because there's points in my life, or people sometimes in my life that tell me that, you know, like, that, oh, you think you know everything, or you think whatever. You're always right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I always think I'm right. It's just that I always trust the universe. You know, like, I think you always trust yourself more. But I'm part of the universe. Yeah, but come on. You're trying to jump out away from the question, though. I'm not question, but what I'm trying to say is that you trust yourself enough to make the right decisions for yourself. I trust that I'm in tune enough with the universe to let that guide me. Yeah. Bro, you love the universe so much. I'm starting to think that that's your wife or something. You know what I mean? Nah, you know what? Like, I'm not religious. Like, I think I said earlier, I don't believe in a God, but if I did, I guess the universe would be my God. You know, I think. Got you. I think. All right, fuck it. So, like, even religiously, like, when you think of God and Jesus and all that, like, I think of that as like a humanized, like, smaller version of what the universe is. You feel me? That's why so many things line up between cultures. That's why there's so many truths in it, but it's like an interpretation through a human experience, which is smaller than what the universe actually is. I agree with you 100%. And the reason why I agree with you is because I understand that someone could have someone said all the somewhere in time in life, someone said all the things that came out of the Bible, mm-hmm. but someone fucking wrote it. On God, like, and that person, bro, everybody on earth is equal. Mm-hmm. You feel me? 100%. And just like, imagine all the shit you feel bad about, or all the times you fucked up. Like, the person that wrote that Bible had just as many experiences and did just as many like fucked up shit, you know, or and like, did as much fucked up shit. Exactly. And so it's like, And that person was looking out for themselves. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? So I can't trust him 100%. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me?
Yeah.
And just because we're born in, like, it's crazy because like religion is a system, and we're born into systems. You feel me? Like, and religion is one of those systems that sometimes you're born in and you don't have a choice but to believe in it because you're born into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But ultimately, like, I think it's just like an interpretation of what the universe actually is.
Got you. I mean, yeah, basically what you're saying, it's like, it's the Bible should be, I mean, maybe you don't think the Bible should be taken serious. Not saying that you don't think that, but what I'm getting is that religion and all that other shit about it, it should be generalized and it shouldn't be taken in a specific way.
I think it should be interpreted for what it is. Like, it's interpreted right now as the word of God.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the word of God. It's the interpretation of what whoever wrote this shit.
So basically, kind of like.
And then not only that, like the translations.
That's what I was referring to. Like,
yeah.
Basically, like, be a fucking good person. That's it.
Yeah, like, bro, everyone has that feeling inside.
Yeah.
You know, like, even if you're like the most toughest, baddest motherfucker, and like you steal from everyone or you shoot people or whatever, like.
Yeah.
You feel that, you know, like you feel that. Everyone feels that.
Yeah, you feel the remorse, you feel the regret, you feel the confidence, you feel the hype of doing crazy shit.
Whatever it is,
yeah.
You know? And you know, if you're doing something that's not right, you know you don't feel good.
Yeah.
You know, even if you benefit in the physical world, you know, like you steal from someone and you come up 30 bands, like you came up. You feel me? But like inside, you know, like, damn, you came up off of somebody else's work.
I can see how heavily you believe in karma, though. Just what you're saying, because
that's
at the end of the day,
universe.
Yeah, it's gonna come back to you.
Bro, you are what you are. You put out what you put out. You get what you put out. Like, the physical shit is all fugazi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you could be balling, living like crazy, be everything you wanted to be, and feel terrible inside.
Yeah, that's facts. That's
feel
facts.
Me?
Yeah. I mean, why do you think there's some people out here who they can portray a specific lifestyle, but then when you really get to know them, it's just like, damn, you are a miserable motherfucker. You know what I mean?
That's me.
Come on now, son. Nah, when I look at you and the things that I've learned from you is that I kind of think you're kind of scared to be humble.
You think so?
I do. I think you are humble. Uh-huh. But I get this perspective that you're scared to be like, I am humble, so what? I think that I feel like you don't let yourself relax. You don't let yourself enjoy what's going on when it comes to positivity.
For sure.
Like, I feel like you sulk in the sorrow more than you sulk in the peace.
It's not that I sulk, it's just that I feel awful. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't. That's crazy. That was intense.
Yeah.
But like elaborate. Like, what makes you feel awful within this, you know? And in your own terms, what makes you feel awful in this universe?
That's tough, you know, like, it's a lot of things.
It's just specific shit in general, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of things, you know, and it's kind of embracing that, though. Like,
yeah. I'm not saying that you're just suffering and just on the floor crying, because obviously you push through it.
Yeah, you have to. Like I said, you have to.
Yeah, you
have to. Otherwise, like, you're just gonna. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
I think you do.
Because when you feel awful, you want to just be by yourself.
Soak in sorrow.
Exactly. But even though maybe you feel awful, like, you can have experiences that aren't awful. You get what I mean?
100%. So basically what you're saying is that even through the fucking mud, through the fucking turmoil, through the bullshit, you got to try to see the positivity within that and what you can grow from it.
You got to embrace it.
Embrace it. That's a better word. Embrace it.
You got to embrace it, you know, and like, it's going to take as long as it's going to take, but you're going to learn something from that. You know what I mean? And you're going to come out wiser from that.
Yeah.
And like, you grow, you feel me? Like I said, you grow, whether it's good or bad. As good as it is, you grow. As bad as it is, you grow. You feel me?
That's deep.
And you just gotta.
That's deep.
You just gotta trust that, bro. Like, you gotta understand. Like, you have to. you have to trust that.
Now you said basically. No, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't normally repeat what people say correctly, but it's just like basically what you said was there's no timeline to it. There's no timeline to learning the lesson within the bullshit.
Nah, like I said, this world we're living in right now, in my opinion, in my weird world, you know, like this is just preschool. You feel me?
Oh, elaborate, please.
The universe is infinite. How you said you were 27, you only been here 27 years. Mm-hmm. What a tiny fraction that is in comparison to infinity.
Oh,
you feel me?
Yes, I do.
And so
I do.
And
That's
so
deep.
We're just infants right now.
Yeah.
You feel me? And like I trust that what comes next, I'm gonna have benefited from being pure and from being good.
Got you. So ultimately speaking, it is important just to try to be not even necessarily a good person, but just be good to yourself and allow yourself to feel things, allow yourself to understand things, and allow yourself to embrace things. Because if you just move in life ignorant and thinking you have all the answers without learning from your mistakes and your lessons and all that shit, you're not going to be shit. So what you're basically saying is just kind of like accept what comes to you.
Accept what comes from whatever comes to you, like accept it, appreciate it, and
don't run from it, huh?
Learn from it.
Don't run from it though, huh?
We get stuck in this world, like thinking like, we're born here and we die here and then we're done here. But nah, like this is just a fragment of what we are. You feel me?
Now, let me ask you one question though, and I'm gonna get a little bit deep on this one, so give me 1 second. All right, we're back. I know I said a lot of bullshit about asking a question, but let's be real, people. I gotta take a piss. But this is something I want to ask you. This is something I'm curious about, Z. Is that, you know what? All this time, you're talking about the universe. You're talking about how these expectations as a child brought you to need to work harder because you didn't want to reach those. I mean, to me, I think you didn't want to reach those expectations. I think you wanted to follow your own path because you have so much faith and trust within yourself and the universe.
Bro, trust me. I literally thought, like, if I had bread, I would be happy. That's literally what I thought. Like, if I had money, I would be happy. That's what I thought. And that's what made me at first be like, all right, if I'm going to make bread, I know I'm not going to make bread, like, working at Baskin Robbins or like, you know what I mean?
No offense to anybody who works at Baskin Robbins.
Not that's not what I mean.
No,
like,
I know,
like
but
the amount of bread that I wanted to make, you feel me? To compare to what my peers at the time, like their parents were just boom throwing it out. You feel me? Like, yeah. So it was like, and rich kids, you feel me? Like,
trust me,
you feel me?
I know
like,
a lot of them.
So
I'm not cool with them.
So, Nah, I feel you, but that's really what I thought as a kid. Like, yeah, that's what initiated the grind.
Got you.
I was like, I gotta make bread so I could be happy.
Now, what would the older you tell the younger you about that specific mentality?
I would tell them bread is important, but that's not, like. I wouldn't tell him shit.
Come on, son.
I wouldn't, because it made me who I am today. You feel me?
Got you. Good point.
If I prevent certain hurt or certain circumstances, like, I wouldn't be at peace right now. You feel me?
Yeah.
When at times maybe I haven't felt at peace, and I guess maybe not at peace, but more at peace. You feel me?
Yeah.
I haven't achieved Zen. I haven't achieved like ultimate peace or nothing like that. I really like that because it's very important to allow people to feel what the fuck they gotta feel. Yeah. Because from my understanding, you focus a lot on the universe and what the universe provides and gives and takes and all that shit, So to me, what you're saying is that if at this very moment, like let's say that there is a 12-year-old little boy, little girl walking around right now and they're suffering in whatever situation they're suffering from. What you're saying is that, hey, unfortunately, you are going through this, but it's for a fucking reason. On God. And not only for a reason, but it's going to be in tune with what you internally want and need. Got you. You feel me? Like, it's going to help shape you into what it is you really want to be.
So basically, what you're saying is not basically, but what you're saying is your pain is a stepping stone to who you're supposed to become in life.
Yeah, like for me, like I said, I thought like, all right, I have to hustle, I have to work, I have to make bread to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working, I started making bread, and then I started spending bread, thinking like this is the solution.
But it wasn't.
And it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was it was a great time, you know. But like everything else, you know, like there's what you project out into the world, and there's what you are. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? Like there's like a duality to our existence.
No, I get that 100%.
You know what I mean?
Like
there's the physical earth world, and there's what's inside you. That, like, for example, you don't tell yourself breathe. That's the physical world. You know what I mean? But you tell yourself steal from this person, or don't steal from this person.
Damn, you got very deep on that, but I get it 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like there's some things that we gotta do, and there's things that we choose to do, and we can't confuse the two.
Yeah, and trusting which is which.
Yeah, and also understanding which one is a way of thinking and like based off society, and what is the right way for you to think. Mm-hmm. Because from what I'm getting is that, unfortunately, a lot of people, we grow up in society. You know, I'm in society, you're in society. We're in this era. We're Gen X, Y, Z, purple. I don't give a fuck. We're in some sort of.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, we're in some sort of label, and we're taught to think within that label. But sometimes you need to separate yourself and understand. You need to trust that you need to think in your own lane in order for you to grow in your own lane.
And you have to understand as well that you are that in that system.
For a reason.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
It don't matter the reason.
Yeah.
You know, like whether there's a reason or not, that's a system that at this moment in time is ruling the world.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's what you are in that system. But that system is man-made and is separate from what you are as a being, as part of the universe.
So how can one discover how to think within themselves and for themselves? Because I hear you 100%. I hear you that we live in this society and we think like this society and we're taught by this society, and it's because at this very moment in time we're supposed to follow this society, but eventually we must follow our own heart. How can one get to following their own heart and their own mind and their own internal, I guess you can say, what's the word I want to say? Pathway.
I think that it's like it's your own journey, you feel me? And that the systems that are in place to distract you from it. So that it's tough. You know, like we're born into a system that's meant to distract you from being the
person you're supposed to be. From
acknowledging your spiritual being.
Got you.
You feel me?
So now let me get a little bit real raw personal with you. What made you discover this and made you make the decision to live life the way you should intend to live, not the way society wants you to live?
Shrooms.
Psychedelics.
Shrooms, bro. Shrooms. Like,
what did you feel? What did you feel when you took shrooms? What did you feel when you were in that mentality of a psychedelic, nature? I
was nervous because I was expecting to like see cartoon characters.
Yeah.
You know, like I was nervous and I wasn't sure. Like everyone made me out to believe to like that I was gonna like do shrooms and like run around and like try to jump out the window or some shit. Yeah. You know, and like that's what I was nervous about.
Yeah.
But what it ended up being was more so like
a self-discovery.
Nah, like a connection to the planet.
Oh, no wonder why the fuck you love the universe so much.
Yeah, oh God. It started from there. Because, like, at first, I was indoors. I was just kind of, like, chilling and, like, embracing the experience that I was going through. Like, oh, shit. Like, I'm starting to trip. Like, like, my mind's starting to work different. And I'm, like, feeling different shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then I remembered at some point, like, that people say go outdoors when you're on shrooms.
Yeah, yeah. Be one with nature is what I've heard.
Yeah, and I was with my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, in this great space. Like, fuck, I'm having this new experience with this person, and it's like awesome, you know. And then I thought everyone says go outside because it makes it better, and I was like, fuck, this is already awesome, and if we go outside, it's gonna be more awesome. I'm like, let's go outside. You know?
Yeah.
and so I'm like, let's go. You know, we go outside. And the stars like trip me out, bro. I'm like looking at the stars like, oh shit, like we're tiny, you know.
Yeah, you got real spiritual then in that moment.
I didn't, bro. Whatever those shrooms did, you know, like I had like this moment of like, holy fuck, like this is real, you know what I mean? So
you recommend shrooms, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it because in this podcast, in this motherfucking life, we all must learn to embrace different mentalities. So, and something that I want to do is I want to try ayahuasca. I don't know if you've ever tried it.
Bro, I'm dying to try ayahuasca.
But it's just like ayahuasca. I think ayahuasca and shrooms are similar because it's a psychedelic that's going to introduce you to a new concept of who you are and what you want to be or should be or whatever. So, do you recommend shrooms?
1,000%. Look, like, I'm not saying like at any point if you do it, whether we think of it as a drug. You know what I mean?
Some people do. So, like, continue on because I know where you're going. You basically don't want to promote drug use, but...
No, not even that. But we're like kind of like programmed to think that of it as a drug rather than think of it as a plant, as of something that naturally occurs. Mm-hmm. And that it's not so much like a high as much as it is an experience.
Got you.
Ah, fuck! I lost my train of thought. What the fuck were we talking about?
No, basically, it's just like I asked you if you would recommend shrooms and just kind of like elaborate on why someone should, but also give me an example why someone shouldn't. Because at the same time, I want I'm openly saying I want to try ayahuasca, and that is illegal in some areas of the world. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand it's a psychedelic that doesn't. It is not meant to. It's not like liquor, and it's not like cocaine. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to get you high and then make you feel like you're invincible. It's supposed to be an eye opener. So, but also explain to me why someone shouldn't, because I feel like you are familiar with it enough to be like, no, maybe you shouldn't.
Well, for one, from what I understand, if you're like. If there's like schizophrenia in your family, that's probably not a good idea. Mm-hmm. But okay, I'm saying all this as like an ignorant person.
Of course, yeah.
Like just as someone that's like fucks around with drugs, you know.
Let's get real, people. We're not professionals, but we're professionals.
I do not, you know, I do not have a PhD. No.
We're not therapists. We're not professionals. If you take advice from us, it's because we're your homies. You know what I mean? We are the motherfuckers that be like, but I don't know. You know? But continue, please.
But I think that everyone should do it. You know, like it's an eye opener and a reminder that yes, we were born into this system, but a reminder of what we really are.
Yeah.
You get me? Like what we at the end of the day, past the system, what we really are. And it's crazy, bro. Like back to the story, you know, like we went outside and we like looked at the stars, and I was just like dumbfounded, and I was like, all right, I feel like I got to take a walk. And I started realizing so many things that like, because they're everyday things that we take for granted. For example, lighting. Like I was tripping on lighting. Like
what do you mean? Like just like the light of like nature?
Like before shrooms, I had not realized that there was different types of lighting. Like there's natural lighting, like the sun, it's a type of color, as opposed to like LED lighting, which is a different color.
Yeah.
And even to the way like certain lights produce shadows, or even how light kind of helps your brain understand texture, like even shit like that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you mean like how, like, you know how there's studies that say McDonald's is yellow and red because it's supposed to make you hungry? Is that what you mean, like the colors, or am I just getting too deep?
No, for sure, like that, like stuff like that, and like, but not even that, like even including that, but also like I would see a surface and I would see the way the light reflected off of it.
Oh, got you.
And I would be like,
more physical standpoint, more than psychological.
Both. Like understanding now, like, oh, this is a different type of material. Like, it was weird, bro. But but it helped me feel like walking. I ended up taking a walk, and I walked through different like textures. So I would walk through cement, and I started walking through grass and like different types of shit like that. And it helped me understand like, oh shit, cement is man-made, grass is natural, and like how different it feels to walk, even just to walk on cement versus what it feels like to walk on grass.
Yeah.
And like shit like that. And it really opened up my eyes to like,
it was a new perspective.
Yeah, like damn, we come from this natural shit, but we're born into a man-made system, and like we have power as energy to make shit happen. Like when people talk about manifesting, or even to go as far as to like prayer, you know, like that's you focusing your energy on something.
Elaborate. Well, continue, because I feel like you're about to blow the people's minds right now with what you're saying. I feel it coming.
I just feel like that's you applying your energy to what it is you really want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And that if you could understand that, you could accomplish whatever you want.
I do. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you kind of correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I'm getting it is, do you feel like sometimes investing in manifestation and praying is not necessarily a waste of time, but if you engage in actually doing it, it'll get done faster?
I think that you should do any iteration of that, but then I would recommend that you try to think about it further than just the system that you're doing it under. So for example, prayer, like understand that when prayer works, you're like, oh shit, it worked, but
it's because of action.
It's because of your energy, because you're doing that. It's not because
you said it,
because you asked another energy to do it for you.
See, I mean, maybe I said what I said wrong, but that's what I meant though. You know, like, yeah, you can pray all you want, but you have to kind of implement some action towards it.
Yeah, you have to implement your intention toward it and your energy toward it.
And you know what? I feel like that's why a lot of people in this world are suffering from depression, anxiety, and other mental health related issues and illnesses, because they have relied on solely praying and manifestation, but not putting actions towards those words.
Yeah, bro. And it comes back to trusting. Like, you know what you're supposed to do. Even if you're depressed. Even if you're depressed and like you haven't been out of bed for 2 weeks.
No bullshit.
Yeah, like even if you're at that point, like, you know you should be doing that.
Yeah, 100%. Like for excuse me. For example, like, and I don't mean to disrespectful, but at the same time, if you feel disrespected, fucking turn it off. But like, like for example, like if you're struggling, okay, no, fuck. I don't want to come off as too insensitive.
What happened? That was real raw and personal. What happened?
All right, he said it. Like if you're fat and you know that you're fat and you're depressed because you're fat, go to the fucking gym. And you know you got to go to the gym.
Okay, but look. So this is even that is almost like systematically thinking. Oh,
but no,
because we're systematically thought to be like, oh, if I go to the gym, I'm gonna get skinny. But it's not if I go to the gym. It's if I align my energy towards getting skinny, then I'm gonna get skinny. And it might not come from going to the gym. It might come from like, all right, you pick up a new habit of like cooking now. And now you're able to like still satisfy that feeling without satisfying like the excess or whatever.
That helped, because now I understand a little bit more. You're talking deeper than the physicality.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's more than just being like, I gotta run. It's more than like, I have to do X amount of squats and all this shit. Sometimes it's like the perspective is wider than the norm.
Yeah, and even like to like build on that, like if you align your energy to it, like when you're trying to work out and get and do whatever, like whatever goal it is, it sucks, you know, like always that first step sucks.
The hustle, the grind, and the first steps always suck.
But if you align your energy with what it is you're trying to accomplish, it doesn't suck so much. It's more so like you're able to understand like, it sucks, but this is way fucking doper, and I'm accomplishing these things because of this little bit of suck. This is happening.
Yeah.
You get me? And you can like grow and appreciate that.
And this kind of results, what's the word I want to use? this kind of turns back to the perspective that you're saying that you need to just embrace shit.
Yeah, bro. Like,
because there's some people. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
We're not meant to understand what's going on.
We're not meant to understand the struggle, but we're meant to learn from it.
That's all you can do is learn from it.
Exactly. Because a lot of us try to be like, why am I suffering? Why am I suffering? But it's just like, motherfucker, just learn from it.
But look, questioning that is part of the growth. But you can't just be stuck in why.
That's what I mean. Like you cannot result on focusing on it 24/7. Because if you spend your life asking, okay, for example, real, raw, personal, unfiltered. Like if I spent the rest of my life asking, why did my dad do this to me? I'm never going to fucking be in a position where I can be like accepting of why.
Exactly. And even once you get into that mind state, you want not to like excuse the stuff that happens, but you understand like because that happened to me, it allowed me to be in this way that propelled me to be in a place I wanted.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And I feel like a lot of us don't realize that. And notice how I say a lot of us. I never refer to me as someone better, and I know you don't do that either.
Yeah.
And we're always learning, and I think that's something we need to accept, that we are always learning. And if you ever are in a position where you believe that you've learned everything, you lost already.
Facts.
So we have to continue to understand that embracing shit is the key to growth.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I feel like this existence on this planet is just preschool. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And try to embrace that and learn it, like prepare yourself as much as possible for kindergarten. You feel me? Like,
damn, what planet is that on? Because fuck, I'm tired of this shit.
we about to find out, you know? And like trust in that. You feel me? Trust in that this is such a tiny fragment of what we are, which is infinite. Yeah.
See, now I have a better understanding on what has kept you motivated. It's not necessarily motivation. It's just accepting the fact that there's always something else, but you have to put yourself in a position to learn from what you're getting now to get to that something else.
Yeah, and trusting my inner self, like trusting that I'm not being influenced by this world, and that I'm being pure, and that by trusting that inner self, like, you get to grow in a more important level, and it reflects in this world. You get what I mean? Like,
I do, 100%.
Like, excuse me.
No, you're good.
The growth that we experience, like spiritually and internally, is so much greater than the growth we experience that is reflected in the physical world, with whether that be financially or successfully or whatever the case may be.
Now, you know what's crazy? You sound like you know what you're talking about.
I don't trust. You know? You feel me? Like, all this is just some crazy guy.
Okay, you know what you're talking about for your own life and your own perspective and your own vision, and that's fair. That's valid. Now, let me ask you this. Now, I kind of want to pull back aside because we got deep as fuck. You know what I mean? But I know you motherfuckers who listen to me like that shit because I get deep as fuck too. So now you got to. But what I want to kind of dive into now is in your professional life, because let's not forget you're Z, but you're not just Z. You're Z. God. You know what I mean?
I'm God.
How can you? How do you, or what do you do to elevate your artists and the people that you work with, to not necessarily think how you think, but to think at their best abilities for themselves? Like, what do you do for them to help them get better?
That's probably like a lesson I'm learning right now. You know what I mean? Like, how do I deal with that?
Yeah.
You know? But I've been dealing with it with honesty. I trust honesty. You know, I trust my soul, you feel me? And when I'm honest, it feels good, and when I lie, it feels bad.
Got you.
You feel me? And
so you listen to your heart, basically.
I believe in that feeling. You feel me? Like, if I'm lying and I feel bad, and then I have, you know, like a physical benefit, I have more money, or I have some kind of benefit, like, I still don't feel that good about it. You know what I mean?
You feel the guilt. Your conscious is just talking to you.
Whatever is talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, I'd rather feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And that's how I choose to like move and operate. You feel me?
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, people. Once again, I have to fucking come back and explain to you that I decided to take a break because guess what? I needed to pour myself another motherfucking drink.
That's right.
I needed to fucking, stretch a little bit. And at the end of the day, we're fucking back. So don't focus on the fucking interruption. Focus on the motherfucking now. Now, we are here with Z.God, producer, engineer, and fucking apparently a theorist. Because this motherfucker loves to talk about the universe, but we love it. We love it.
I'm just a crazy, like, fucked up person in the world, just like everybody else.
There you go. Let's not fucking isolate ourselves as fucked up, crazy people. Let's make sure everybody remembers they're all crazy and fucked up.
Everyone's a crazy, fucked up person. We're just all in different circumstances.
There you go. Now, bro, the one thing though that I do want to get back on track and focus on is that, dog, you be taking care of artists and you make music. What did you tell me earlier? You're not a producer. What did you say?
I don't remember.
You said, okay, let me tell you. You said I make records.
That's a goddamn
savage.
Nah, that's just honest. You feel me? Like, I don't make beats. You feel me? Like, anyone asks me for a beat pack, like, I can't do it, bro. Like, we gotta link up and we gotta make a record. Mm-hmm. I gotta feed off your energy, and I'm gonna give you my energy.
Yeah. So you're not all about. You're not. So now, because as in your childhood, you said that money, basically was the motive.
Yeah.
But now money's not the motive. Now energy and a connection towards the universe and a connection within yourself. That's the motive, right?
Yeah. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, like trusting and that what you're going through is growth. Mm-hmm. Because now I realize that like I got lucky in the sense that I was money motivated super young. Mm-hmm. And that I got to do a lot of amazing shit, bro, because I got money. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like fuck, that sounds weird.
It doesn't.
But you feel me? But like,
it does not, because bro, I was fucking 18 years old when I was 18 years old and motherfuckers were making 9, I was making 18 because of my hustle. Yeah. So it's just kind of like one of those things where like, nah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
And like I said, my idea was like, if I have money, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
And I did it, bro. I had money. I was traveling. I was doing it up. You feel me? I built my business. Like, I did it up. Mm-hmm. Did everything I wanted to, and like still felt like shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, that's what allowed me to like now be at this place.
At this place to help other artists, like kind of not necessarily build off a financial mentality, but like do you, right?
Yeah, it allowed me to do that now. Like,
yeah, of course. Like now you can.
To now be in tune, like, with my real self, and now like operate in this physical world.
Got you. So how does that help you work with other artists now coming up?
It's everything. Like I said, it's a learning process, and I'm just like, my bad. That was my shit. Oh. But yeah, everything's a learning process, and it's like, all right, just learning from what you've gone through and moving forward. Mm-hmm. And so like for me, what that means is more so like focusing on what I want to do, but also into someone you believe in. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
So when you work with artists, do you search for a specific quality or trait? Or are you open to work with everybody and just see how it goes?
I guess what the deciding factor for me is like that they're trying to make the same music that I'm trying to make.
Now, you mean a specific genre or what do you mean?
I do every genre. You feel me? So I have like a reggaeton artist. I have like an alternative like pop artist, and I have like LA rap artist. Mm-hmm. Shout out Sarai, Damaged, and Cutthroat Avo.
There you go. Say that one more time for the people in motherfucking back to hear, please. No, for they deserve it. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
Shout out to Sarai. Shout out to Damaged. Shout out to Cutthroat Avo. And shout out to Frenchie. Yeah, that's the team right there. We're we're working on some cool shit.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
Sir.
okay, so the person that has been booming as of late, the person who has just dropped a little kind of single that makes me want to drink some coffee.
That's
You know
right,
what I mean?
That's right.
Cafecito Sari. So tell me, how has it been working with her?
Bro, it's been amazing. I had a conversation with her earlier that was really dope. But it's been amazing, bro. Like she was an artist that has been just like recently started to be. I guess she's always sang and stuff, and she recently was like, let me try and release some music. And Frenchie found her on like TikTok.
Now, Frenchie, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, and I don't mean to belittle Sadi's moment of, you know, the Inebriated Culture podcast, you know, but it's just like Frenchie is, who's Frenchie?
Frenchie is somebody that I work with. Originally, she was like managing me, or I was like trying to have her manage me. But
so she's a manager of.
She's like she's the GOAT, bro. She does everything. You know, like she's the like networking GOAT. She's just the GOAT. Yeah. And so like I had seen that in her, and I was like, yo, I want her to manage me. You know, like gotcha. I have certain visions and ideas that I feel like she could help me achieve. She brings what I don't. I'm like very like. I'm kind of like I'm like very antisocial, and like I do not care what you have going on. Like, yeah. It's fucked up to say, but you know, like, not that I don't give a fuck, but like I'm like dealing with my own shit, you know. Bro,
you're on Inebriated Culture. I've said so many insulting things. That if you're a fan of Inebriated Culture, trust me, you're not gonna offend nobody.
Nah, yeah, but
so Frenchie's the team. She's the team.
Yeah, facts. But like lately it's been transitioning more so like I see how she believes in these artists, and I'm like, look, like let's just focus on these, because the shit I got going on, like I'm like at a writer's block kind of like spot in my musical career, you know, focusing on all this other shit.
Of
know,
course,
like
yeah, life in general.
Trying to get the studio back, whatever the case may be, you know, and so like. She's more so becoming now my partner in like managing artists.
Gotcha. So she's an important factor on who Z.God is, right?
Facts. She helps me a lot. Like I said, like within our management team, like what I hate doing, she loves doing.
So reaching out to people,
talking to people, and like being super friendly.
I kind of felt it when she was emailing you and I was fucking texting you or talking to you. Like I was like, I'm talking to this motherfucker. And then I'm emailing her, like, why can't we just all? I'm gonna just call these two.
Nah, but that's what I mean when I was talking, or when we were talking about earlier about the hierarchy stuff. Like, it's certain stuff like as you work together, and that's what I mean. Like now she's developing more so into my partner in managing certain acts, because I see how much she believes in those acts.
That's good.
Yeah, bro. Like
it's important. You know what it sounds like to me? I feel like everybody needs a Frenchie in their life.
On God.
Everybody needs a Frenchie in their life.
That's a fucking fact.
She's a person. She's a great person. But we're gonna make her. Is it a noun? Is that the word? We're gonna make her a noun. Like we're gonna make her a thing. You know what I mean? Like everybody needs a Frenchie. Anyways.
Nah, that's a fucking fact.
Yeah, she sounds like she's very grounded and just knows what's up at the end of the day.
Frenchie can do anything.
She's a writer. She's a writer, and I mean with the R-I-D, unless she actually writes. But she's a writer.
Hey, she plays the flute.
And she plays the flute.
Yeah, bro.
So anybody who needs
Frenchie's the GOAT.
And then there you go. That's all we need, bro. Now, I understand that you and Frenchie have been managing Sari, right? That's how you pronounce her name? No disrespect. Sorry. I know you're going to listen to it. I don't mean no disrespect.
Nah. Yeah, no, it's Sari.
Nah, so you guys have been... So before Cafecito, it was...
Oh, Me Enamoré.
Yes, it was the one where they're on rollerblades.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yes, sir.
Now, she's coming up. I like her sound. I like her vibe. I like her move. I like her persona.
Hey, I appreciate you.
And I feel like you guys are benefiting her in a very great way.
Bro, look, we got, again, Frenchie. The GOAT.
Is that Frenchie's? Is that Frenchie's doing?
Look, bro, I don't know what she does, but she found her on TikTok. And Frenchie brings me hella artists, like hella artists.
Yeah.
And I'm just like always like, bro, this artist sucks.
Yeah. No,
like,
just in case if
Nah, she already knows what to do.
No, I'm saying like anybody who's heard it and who was like in the conversation and didn't make it.
No.
Bro, be self. It's okay to be. If they suck, they should not, like, in no disrespect. Like, if they sucked, they should know to get better.
Nah, I respect that they're in that part of their journey. They're in the every artist gotta suck, bro.
You're a lot nicer than me, bro.
Nah, well, yeah, I feel you, but I've also been doing this for a minute, you know, like, so I've seen every stage of it.
Got you.
Yeah, but she brings me hella artists, and like, I'm always like, nah, this artist sucks, or this artist is like not their aesthetic, or whatever the case may be. I'm like super picky. And then one day she brings me Sarai. Yeah. And she plays me this record, and it's like a ballad. It's like a very like timeless record. Yeah. You feel me? But it's kind of like a little low quality. Not low quality, but it's not the best quality. Yeah.
You're talking systematically. You're not talking vocally.
Like production and mixing wise, and stuff like that. And so, but like exactly, that's the point. Like her talent was amazing. Like
it surpassed.
Exactly.
It surpassed what would have been like the norm of this is good quality.
Like her voice was so fire, and the production and the mixing and everything was like mediocre. Yeah. You know, and I was just like, damn, like off that one record, I was like, damn, she's got like one of those like timeless voices.
It's kind of like when a rapper pulls up on like a Lil Wayne or Jay-Z and raps, like their voice can be shit, but their lyrics are hard. You know, so it's kind of like a situation like that, except Sadi's voice is very, very good.
Yeah, like, damn, this doesn't sound like the highest quality, but like I could hear this being an enormous record. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, had it been polished, this would be an enormous record. Yeah, and so I was Frenchie brought me Sarai, and I was like, damn, like, I hear this on like Latin Grammys. I hear this on whatever. Like, let's get a session with her. I want to see what we could do. And that's my process with every artist. Like, I got to work with them a little bit and feel them out. Yeah. And see if our workflows mesh. You know, and if they do, I'm like,
the work ethic, right?
Work ethic and workflow too. Like, if people are sporadic, I'm kind of like not trying to really work with them. If
I get you. Like, if you're hyped one day and then just like, I'm bored the next.
But also like I'm just gonna drop randomly, or like whenever I feel like it. You know what I mean? Like I like to be a lot more planned, and like, all right, April we're doing this, May we're doing this. Like, yeah. For example, with Sarai, we have like at least 12 months planned.
That's good. That's how it has to be.
Yeah, bro.
And I feel like that's what she should be on, because like I was telling you earlier, like I have all her shit downloaded. Like, it's fire. She has a good tone, dude, voice. And the fact that I fuck with you, bro. I trust you. Like, you know, we met a minute ago through Enrique, you know. Facts. Through Plebe. My boy Plebe. There you go, through Plebe. And it's just like I was like, this who knows what's up and who he's doing. So I was like, okay, if this who is influencing this artist, or not necessarily influencing, but like promoting her, then I have trust in that vision, because you have a very good vision. So I was like, let me download. And and she has a good voice. I can see your eye. I can see Frenchie's eye, and it's very cohesive. You guys seem to be on the same page, and I can see that that's the kind of energy you need. But let me ask you this though.
What's up?
Through your positivity, through like, you know, promoting and building up Sarai and building up your other artists and building up whoever's in your life, how do you maintain a positive structure within your own life to continue to be able to do that? Because life gets tough sometimes.
Yeah, facts. It's that, like I said, it's just trusting in that same thing. Like, trusting that even if it hurts, it's for a reason. Even if it's painful, like, there's something to learn and grow from.
So not giving up is never an option, huh?
Nah, I guess
giving up and taking a break are two different things.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. So let me just elaborate on that.
You know, but it's also, it's not about giving up is not always an option, because shit changes. You feel me? So
letting go, though. That's letting go.
Yeah, it's just about being honest. Again, it's about being honest to what's real in the present, because that's all we have. You know, like, the past isn't real no more, and the future isn't real yet. So you're in this moment, like you just gotta accept it.
Now I'm curious because you said the future isn't real yet, right? You just said that, right?
Yeah, facts.
So if I were to ask you, where do you see yourself in the next year or two, what would you say?
Same place I'm in right now, working my ass off.
Smooth.
Getting shit done,
Yeah.
Elevating. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because that's all we have is the present, and my present is always elevating.
Got you.
That's my goal. You feel me?
So let me ask you this: where do you see? Because you have multiple artists, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Sadi is one of your artists that are fucking growing and building right now to become who she is destined to become. She may or may not listen to this. She probably will because but if there was some sort of
she's contractually obliged to listen to this.
I mean if she's gonna be on the podcast one day, she better. But what's it called? What kind of advice would you want to give to her? You're not telling her right now. You're talking to me.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to her to continue to grow?
Keep working hard. You feel me? Like, keep believing in yourself. What you're feeling, about these records that we have, and what you're feeling, is like, it's not inside only you. It's inside. It's real. Like multiple people are feeling it, and
you're not the only one thinking about these thoughts, but you're the only one to put it in words.
Exactly. Like you can see it in the response of people when we play these unreleased records. Like, we're gonna go somewhere, or like maybe not we're gonna go somewhere, but these records are gonna resonate. Yeah. You feel me? And yeah, enjoy this moment because shit's about to change.
Shit's about to that is the nicest. Nice is like clean, like that's the cleanest way to put it. Like, shit is about to change. But you know what though, bro? I feel like, yes, we're bigging up Sadi right now. We just finished bigging up Frenchie because Frenchie, she knows what's up. Sadi she knows what's up. But bro, I feel it is very necessary for me. Like, if I got you on this podcast, it's because I allowed you to be. Facts. No offense, not saying that.
No, it's facts. This is your shit.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're on here, it's because I feel like you deserve your flowers.
I appreciate
I
that.
feel like you deserve your attention. I feel like you deserve your moment to fucking say whatever it is that you want to say. Not what I ask, but what the fuck you want to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's for a reason. I feel like you have a very strong fucking head on your motherfucking shoulders. I feel like your mentality is dumb unique. And I mean that with full respect. It's just the way I talk.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people can benefit from understanding and trying to understand your perspective. Because let me tell you this. I'm going to be real, raw, personal, unfiltered. And I'm going to agree with you because, number one, I don't really believe in religion. I believe in spirituality. I believe in a God, but I don't believe in all the aspects of religion, just like the way you don't.
Facts.
And a lot of people are going to try to discredit you for that.
Mm-hmm.
But those motherfuckers can go fuck themselves because nobody in this world says that you have to think one way to achieve everything.
Yeah.
You need to be open and honest and understanding. And from what I've understood from you is that you are very accepting of what the universe provides you.
Yeah, I trust the universe 1,000%.
And I feel like everybody needs to learn this fucking lesson that you have been giving us this entire episode, that you need to accept what the universe gives you.
Bro, that's what trusting the universe is trusting yourself. You feel me? So like,
hold on. What you just said right now was such a gem. Trusting the universe is trusting yourself.
Facts. But you got to understand that in this phase, in this world we're in, you're clouded by this physical world. But if you're in tune with the universe, you can trust in yourself. You can trust in the universe.
And trusting in the universe is trusting within yourself.
1,000%.
People.
Not only that, it's trusting in myself and trusting in you too. Like trusting in that you're part of the journey. In your part of your journey.
Everyone you engage in and meet and all that.
Oh God, you're on your part of your journey to fulfill whatever it is we're gonna fulfill.
So let me bounce off that to try to give a little lesson, like the way I always do on my podcast. So basically, what you're saying is that, like, for example, if you are, ladies and gentlemen, right now, if you're listening right now, if you are fucking 10 years old, 15, 19, 20, 29, 40, whatever. I don't give a fuck what age, whatever age you're at. If you get heartbroken, if you decide to regret that heartbreak, you're not going to learn from it. But what you must do is embrace that heartbreak and understand it was meant to happen for you to grow. Is that what you mean?
Oh God, like whatever it is, look, bro, you are your own energy.
You are your own fucking energy.
I sometimes like, I haven't wanted to use this word because whatever reason, but you're a god.
Oh,
everyone's a god.
Oh,
you feel me?
I do.
And and you apply your energy to what you decide to apply your energy towards.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can like get in tune with what you really want, you can get it.
Do you hear that, people?
You feel me? Like you can really get it, but you have to be honest. And that's where
a lot of us fail to do.
That's where I keep coming back. Like honesty is purity. You feel me? Like if you can achieve honesty,
bro,
like,
why are you dropping gems? Honesty is purity, bro. Do you fucking hear that? You fucking listeners of mine, you know, honesty is fucking purity.
And if you can achieve that, or like not achieve that, but get as close as you can to that, like
you win.
You win because you're fulfilling what you're meant to fulfill. You feel me? And what you're meant to fulfill is what you will as a god, you know, like what you decide, like what really makes you happy inside, whatever really like satisfies your being past this physical body.
And you know what's crazy? I understand that so much because when you say God, you don't mean it in a point of hierarchy. You don't mean it as above anybody. You mean it as like you within yourself have the confidence to feel that much confidence to be like, I'm a god. But not like in a disrespectful
confidence, but power.
Exactly, but not in a disrespectful way.
And it's not disrespectful.
It's just
because you're a god and everyone's a god.
You are Z. What? You are.
That's partially the reason why that's the name.
That's very smooth. That's very smooth.
Yeah, but everyone's a god. Like I'm a god, but I'm equal to you because you're a god. You feel me? So it's not like God because I'm better than you as a person, but God because we're all gods.
So you're very like secure with yourself now, right?
I guess it depends. It depends what you mean by that.
Secure in the sense of you know where you're going, and you know that where you're going is where you're supposed to go.
Facts. Yeah, like I trust in that for sure. Like I know that if I trust within that feeling, like that I'm headed towards the right place, like, and I trust that because everything I've wanted to accomplish, I've accomplished.
Got you. So let's kind of I don't mean to cut you off short or anything, but let's kind of like start wrapping this up and provide.
I don't know. We've been talking for like 42 hours
to provide. Like I'm gonna put you on the spot right now because this is what I like to do. What is one thing if you want someone? Because like I said this on my own podcast, it might be one person listening or a million motherfuckers listening. But what is one thing you want to leave the people with what you want to say? Pressure.
Damn, that is pressure.
Now remember, you're going to come back on, but still, you know, I'm asking you the same question.
Okay. Like if you've ever heard the term, like if, the truth will set you free. That's what it is.
Truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free. Like that's probably like a humongous lesson that we all overlook because it's like a cliche. You get what I mean?
Elaborate.
Like that's.
I know what you mean, but elaborate for the people.
That's such a common term. Like you hear that in movies. You hear that in all over the place. You feel me? Like that's like a, what's like another like super common term? Like, fuck. But it's like a cliche.
Yeah, no, I get it 100%. Yeah.
But it's the fucking truth too. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing better than honesty, and honesty within yourself. That honesty and the truth will really set you free. Gotcha. And I guess that's what I'll leave people with. You know, like whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, whatever's happening, like try to get in tune with the universe and try to understand that like.
It's happening for a reason.
It's happening in order to achieve what you want to achieve.
So things that are happening to you right now, it's because it is part of your journey.
On God, like you gotta go to college, you gotta go to lawyer school to become a lawyer. You feel me?
Oh, I see the perspective you're coming at.
Exactly.
I get it.
Same shit.
You gotta ride the waves in order to fucking ride the motherfucking wave.
You
basically.
gotta put your 10,000 hours. That's another truth. You feel me? That's another, like, if back to that same thing, like, that's an honesty right there. You gotta get your 10,000 hours in, and that's like your spiritual 10,000 hours.
Yeah. Now, people, did you just hear what this motherfucker said? Let me put it into simpler terms because I'm kind of dumb, and I assume that, you know, sometimes I gotta dumb shit down. No offense, but what he's saying is that sometimes you gotta do what the fuck you gotta fucking do. No matter what, if it's in front of you and you have to achieve it, you have to overcome it, you have to surpass it, you have to grow from it, you have to crawl over it or climb over it. If it's in front of you, it's because it's meant for you to grow, overcome, and surpass it. And it's supposed to be a lesson within your life.
Facts. And look, bro, like, you're trying to be a Hollywood actor, like, you got to go through the steps. Like, Brad Pitt went through the steps. You feel me? Like, whoever
fuck
Will
that
Smith,
pretty ass guy.
Will Smith had to go through the steps. You feel
fuck
me?
that
and
pretty ass guy.
and just embrace that.
Yeah,
you know?
you're right.
Like,
You're right.
That's what it takes to be that. You feel me? And like, you become what you, as hard as you want to, as hard as you work is what you become. As
hard as you work is what you become. Facts. Now, I want to end on that, but I'm not going to because of my podcast. I want to do what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to remind the people who the fuck you are. So tell me, Z to the motherfucking God. How can people reach you? How can people contact you? For those artists who are listening right now who want to get produced by someone who produced shit from the game.
Nah, I engineered for the game.
I'm not a musical motherfucker. So engineered. How can people get in touch with you?
Damn. Okay. So you can hit the email in my Instagram.
Yeah, but what is it though? Come on now, son. Go ahead, pull out your phone. You know, it's all good.
Pull it out. But look, it's hard to work with me.
It's hard to work.
It's a little bit annoying. You feel me? But it's because I'm different. You feel me? Like, I'm really gonna produce you. I'm really gonna make a record with you. You feel me? Like, we're gonna understand what your vision is, and we're gonna bring that vision to life. And so it's a little bit tough to work with me. But if you're willing to be patient and if you really like working for your shit,
if you're really serious about your shit,
on God, if you're really trying to become a better artist, like, that's how it happens. You feel me? Like, I'm sorry, you know, it's annoying, but it is what it is. It's how we make
quality over quantity.
That's how we make
quality over quantity.
And it's not that you're not talented. It's just that you gotta, like we talked about earlier, there's levels and you gotta get to that level.
Yep.
But if you're trying to hit me, book.zitro@gmail.com, book.zitro@gmail.com. That's the exclusive right there.
What's your Instagrams? What's your Twitters? What's all your social medias? Where can people reach you, bro?
All right, look. So I'm terrible at social media, but you can find me at _Z.God on Instagram.
Now, and if you cannot reach him, reach out to Frenchie. Now, let me look up real quick. Let me say her, if you don't mind me doing so. Let me go
go ahead.
Let me go on Instagram, people, because as we discussed, this is his partner, manager, someone who can fucking hold it down and put in work for you.
Nah, facts. Nah, high key. Like, that's a cheat code he just gave you guys. Not even trying to give you guys a cheat code. Like, if y'all trying to reach me and like really be serious, reach out to Frenchie.
You heard it from Z.God himself. Reach out to Frenchie, but I'm not done that. Hold on, let me fucking pull up her shit. You can reach her on Instagram. Oh shit, I hope I'm saying it right.
Frenchie Steez.
Frenchie Steez at FrenchieSteez. Frenchie. Reach out to her, say what's up. But
hey, yeah, no, on God, I'm trying to do more podcasts and shit. What I'm really trying to do is get off social media and like my online presence be like podcasts.
There you go. So podcasters out there listening, if you want to fucking be introduced to who Z.God is and to dig in deeper to his mentality, reach out to him.
Let's talk about weird shit.
Let's talk about weird shit, bro.
Let's talk about the universe.
Come on now, I'm not selfish. Come on now. You can have a little bit of him the way I got a little bit of him. Pause. But like, let's a final shout out to your current artist who's blowing up. If you want,
yeah, on God, Cafecito, check that out on Spotify, Apple Music. Look, Cafecito is the record you share with like anybody you love, anybody you share that coffee with in the morning, that little moment. You feel me? Play that record for them. Think about them, and you'll understand what the record means to us.
And you can follow her at SARHAIKEL. This is long as fuck. Come on.
At Sarai.
Sari, fix it. It's too long. But you can follow her at that, what I just said. Find her on TikTok. I'm too lazy to bring all that shit up.
Just go on my shit.
There you go.
You'll see Cafecito right there.
You can listen to positive
It's
aspects.
a banger, bro. Your grandma will love that record. And you're going to love that record. Go bump that shit.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's basically what it is. Your abuelita can like it. Your mother can like it. Your girlfriend can like it. If your man likes it, well, he likes it. But everything's going to work out, people. And I want to end this on a positive note. As always, the one thing I've learned from Z himself, the one thing I've learned from his energy, the one thing I've learned from his presence is that sometimes life is going to provide you with a lot of shit that you might not understand, a lot of shit that you might not get, a lot of shit that you don't have answers for. But at the end of the day, in order to become successful in life, in order to accept life the way it is just accept it. What is it? What happens to you is because it's supposed to happen to you. And that is what I've learned from Z.
Oh God, look, bro, everything's a lesson. Do what you do with that lesson. You feel me? You could choose to be great, or you could choose to just be sorry. You feel me?
Exactly. You can choose. I like that. You can choose to be great, or you can choose to be sorry. So people, life is tough. I get it. And I am nobody to be like, no, me and Z are nobody to be like, oh, feel this way. No, feel how you want to feel. But at the end of the motherfucking day, people, feel what the fuck you got to feel. But understand that in order to grow, in order to surpass the negativity, in order to become someone that you want to be, you must embrace life. You must embrace the lessons. You must embrace the unexpected times and fucking choose. Make the fucking decision.
Facts.
To learn from it.
Nah, look, bro, you could have been a tree, my boy. We're all made of the same shit.
I could have been a tree.
You could have been a tree, my boy.
I'm a motherfucking tree.
You get to be a human. Appreciate that shit.
Exactly. Oh, I get it. I thought you were telling me I could be a tree, but it's like I get it.
Anyone, you feel me? No. You could have been a blade of grass.
You could have been a piece of shit coming out of a donkey's asshole. Instead, you were a person with a mentality, a person with a thought process, a person who can become.
And a person with power.
Ooh, there you go. So what the fuck can you do now?
Stop sleeping on yourself.
Stop sleeping on yourself. Give me one more. I need one more.
Fuck, let me open up my notes.
People, what Z.God is saying is that you have the opportunity to live your best life, but you got to fucking choose to live your fucking best life. So one more time, Z.God, I need to know where the fuck everybody can reach you. So I know I hate to do it. I already did it. But I need to remind everybody. So let me pull your shit up. Let me show you.
_Z .God.
Instagram. People. Follow him.
And
fuck with him.
And if you cut the cheat code earlier, you cut the cheat code.
Cut the cheat code. If you're an artist who's looking for a good motherfucking... I don't want to say producer, but can I say producer?
Yeah, producer. Whatever you're trying to do. If you're doing it in music, hit me up. I'm gonna elevate your shit.
He's gonna elevate your motherfucking shit. So reach out. Now, people, I know you love to listen to my motherfucking voice and hear me cuss and hear me sound disrespectful, but it is time to wrap this shit up. So I want to say thank you, Z, for coming along on this episode and putting your personal, your mental, your spirituality, and apparently all the shrooms that you've done. I thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope that everybody who has listened appreciates it. And I want to give you one message from me to you that has nothing to do with the motherfucking listeners. That I wish you the best. I wish that you earn the flowers before it's too late. And I'm here giving you your flowers. You're doing something crazy. You're doing something positive. You're doing something wonderful. You're doing something with Frenchie. You're doing something with Sari. And all your fucking people, you are doing something great. And I appreciate you. And I fuck with you.
My God.
I appreciate you. I fuck with you. And I hope that everybody who's listened to this gains a whole new perspective onto who you are and wants to fuck with you the same way that I fuck with you.
Appreciate you, bro. That means a lot.
Now, with that being said, I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta cut you off. But with that being said, people, you have just listened to the second fucking interview of the mental health check with Inebriated Culture. So you know what that means? You're lucky. Now, people, if you are not clapping, fuck you, but you should clap for fucking Z.God's presence, because he had provided us with a lot of fucking knowledge, a lot of fucking new ideas, and a lot of new perspectives.
A lot of crazy ideas.
A lot of crazy motherfucking ideas. So, one more time, if you decide to do shrooms, it is not our fault.
Nah, do some fucking shrooms.
Oh, okay, fuck it. If you do some shrooms, do some shrooms. But I wanted to thank y'all for listening and tuning in. This was an amazing episode. 2 hours and 10 minutes. If you lasted this long, shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Hey, but hopefully you learned something.
So hopefully you learned something. So people, let me wrap this up now, because I've been rambling. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, my name is Eric Santo, and you have just listened to another episode of Inebriated Culture.
Peace.